What's up, everybody? This is The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm Chris. We got Haley the Bear.
Hello.
Producer Josh.
Hello.
And Ryan from Miami.
If I never went back to the state of Iowa again, I'd be okay with life.
I was like, what? Why the venom against Iowa?
I'll tell you.
First of all, can't you just say hi ever?
No, he can't.
Just say hello, hi, hola. What's up?
I'll let you in on a little show secret. It's part of the shtick.
Stop
At least he didn't give something away early this time.
Wait a minute. Did you just start a hashtag stop the shtick? Is that
Hashtag stop the shtick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
All right.
All right. Let's just go ahead and get there. Let's go to sports first.
Sports.
So before you explain why you have some venom directed towards Iowa, do you want to tell us about?
I hate March Madness. I hate this.
We don't hate March Madness. Do you want to give us the updated standings, Ryan?
No, I don't. To answer your question,
Give us who's in first place.
All right,
quick.
so in first place right now in our bracket, which, again, March Madness has been wild and crazy as expected, but our good friend Samson Fletcher is in first place right now. Tied for first, I should say. I think we have a 7-way tie. I'm not going to name all of them, but a
That's not what I
7-way tie.
see. There's only 2 people in first. Are we looking at the same one? Because I'm looking at it. I just pulled it up.
Okay, the max total, that's what you're looking at in terms of max total that they could have, 1850, that'd be Samson Fletcher and Go Jets. By the way, no, never go Jets, just for the record. Never go Jets.
Anyway.
But as for us, in terms of the quad, CY, you are still leading the pack, and by leading the pack, it's not very impressive in terms of leading the pack, but you are still leading the pack in terms of what we're doing.
Yeah, where am I?
Oh, boy.
I was doing great until pretty much
round of 64, you were killing it.
I was great,
Yeah.
man. I picked the Richmond upset. I felt good about my teams. I had actually a couple of the upsets that occurred. I did not have Kentucky, but that didn't bother me. Yeah, well, you guys had Kentucky going to the final and winning.
Sure did.
Both of you.
Sure did.
I figured you'd be more upset at Kentucky than Iowa, Ryan, but evidently it's all Iowa's fault.
No.
CY, you are currently tied for 33.
There you go.
Thank you.
CY1 is in 33rd place.
All right. Well, it's not the worst I've ever done at a March Madness bracket. It's definitely not the best.
And it looks like I read brackets wrong because I'd like to re-announce who is in first in place here.
So I was correct?
Yes, it would be NY2 LDN and Minnesota Wolves Girl are both tied for first in our bracket. So congratulations to you two.
What I was
Wolves.
trying to say.
Sorry, Samson.
I want to talk to Sam. Sorry, Samson and Go Jets. You guys are not tied for first place.
No. Yeah, this has just been absolute insanity. And then, obviously, Tennessee lost, who I had winning it all. So that kind of put a damper on mine. Also, Ryan, I would just like to point out, a lot of people like to place wagers during March Madness. And
I've done a few.
Yesterday, I gave you 2 pieces of advice.
Yep.
Which you went directly against and promptly lost both bets.
I was trying to be a little contrarian, have a little wager between the two of us, and I came out on the losing end.
Well, the wager wasn't against me, though.
I will follow your advice moving forward when it comes to putting my money on sporting events.
You're welcome, DraftKings.
Yes. Yes, DraftKings, you're welcome for the donation to the good cause here. Do we have, by the way, I mean, there's still some favorite seeds, like Gonzaga's still off and running here. I mean, you've got, obviously, Miami upsetting Auburn last night. That kind of shook things up, too. But you do have some favorites that are still. Texas Tech is one of them. That's up here. Villanova, obviously, winning. So there are still some really good quality teams left. Do we have a favorite of the ones that are left in the tournament to win it all? Or is St. Peter's just going to win the whole thing?
I mean, do we just think it's Gonzaga?
Gonzaga's the one I have left, and I have them going out after this next round. So I only have a max of 10 more points left
that you can get.
Because if Gonzaga gets there, then...
I mean, Gonzaga has reached its 7th straight Sweet 16. Michigan became the 5th team to reach 5 straight Sweet 16s. Iowa State upsetting Wisconsin was a big one. UNC's wild overtime victory over Baylor. And obviously Duke, the showdown for the final
one,
time between Krzyzewski and Izzo.
There's one you're sleeping on that I text you guys, and I said it was my dark horse for the tournament. Houston.
Yeah, that was a live bet yesterday. I went against you. It didn't work very well for me.
Yeah.
You like Houston to make the Final Four?
I texted you guys that before the tournament started. I was like, if I was going to make more than one bracket, I would have made one where Houston goes all the way. Maybe not wins, but I really like that team. And they are just playing out of their minds right now.
If this year is a sports movie, it's Duke winning it all because it'd be
His way out.
last thing, and then he just cuts down the net and leaves. I'd like to see that.
I mean, it would be cool. It would be really, really cool. That would
Or let's go the opposite of that. A really good sports movie would be like a Cinderella story, like St. Peter's.
St. Peter's is not going to win this all.
Okay, cracking the Sweet 16 and going all the way to win it.
I did like what their coach said after that last
like
win.
no one's going to bully us. Like
He's like, I've got kids on the team from New York and New Jersey. No one's going to come in and bully us.
That's spoken from a guy who was born and raised in Jersey. So, speaking from the heart there.
If Michigan wins, is it when like Juwan Howard's punch or slap galvanized the team to a victory? From that moment forward, they're like, we're winning this for coach.
I don't know. I also
they have a puncher's chance.
Oh my God. He immediately went viral again during the handshake line, comforting one of the Tennessee players. So
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah,
That's a cool human moment.
much
right?
better look than
Punching somebody.
open hand slapping another coach.
Quite the antithesis of that.
Yeah, kind of the opposite. So I mean, like, do you guys have a pick? I mean, obviously, I'm gonna take the easy way out and go Zags. But
I think my dark horse is going to be Arkansas. I think
Ooh.
Arkansas is really good.
Who picked Suey? Didn't win the SEC championship good, but
I do have.
are we gonna go dark horses? Because if we're going dark horses, I'm going Houston.
I could go dark horses here.
I would say Houston. So you'd go Arkansas.
I have Arkansas in the Final Four. I had them losing to Kentucky, which is not going to happen now.
Dark horse for me, on brand. Let's go Miami. The U.
Oh,
After beating down Auburn yesterday, I like the U to surprise here in the Sweet 16. So, and again, if they get past Iowa State, they got a date with either Kansas or Providence. I like Miami.
Look,
against one of those two teams.
And this is the one place where I can sort of be on Ryan's side. If the Hurricanes were to somehow come and pull this whole tournament off, they are the longest shot, the largest seed to ever win.
Oh.
As a 10 seed, if they would be.
So
wow.
then you win your...
my little hot take from a couple weeks
Yes,
ago.
you would.
Yeah.
Would come full circle. Bear, who you got? And that concludes our March Madness coverage for the season.
Well, I'm going to support our buddy Nick and just say Duke.
Okay.
That would be really cool, by the way. Just like riding off into the sunset for Coach K after just an abysmal end to the regular season when he got blown out on his home court. Like, that'd be really, really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't hate seeing it, very, very much different than the ending of the movie, which we'll get to here shortly. But that would be a cool way for him to go out.
It'd be awesome.
Regardless, I mean, doesn't he either hold every record or is tied for every record all time? I think the Final Fours is he's tied with. Is it Wooden?
Wooden or Williams.
Yeah,
maybe not. I don't know.
No, I think it's Wooden.
It's Wooden. Up there, yeah. The UCLA, those UCLA teams.
Well, you
got a women's pick, by the way. Go Knights. UCF playing UConn tonight.
South Carolina's just so good. What was it like in the end of the last 5 minutes of that first or second round game they played, and the other team had scored 4 points?
Yeah, no, their defense is unreal.
I was looking at the score going, that's got to be a miss, Brad.
They've allowed a tournament low 54 points through their first two games. That included allowing just 4 points to number 16 Howard in the first half.
There it is.
What you're talking about.
There it is. They're strong.
That's really tough. 4 points.
4 points.
Two baskets. Yikes.
Or a three and a free throw.
Doubtful.
Yeah. I don't know. That would be my pick.
Gamecocks. Go Cox.
You just wanted to say that.
Yep, he did.
That's be something I would say, not you.
What is happening?
Do you want to say it?
Oh, Lord. So do we want to move from that to the insanity, which is NFL trade season?
What is happening?
AFC West has gone wild. The wild AFC West.
No team is going to look the same.
Like all of them?
They're not. Well, like every single team, just about, it seems, has one or two players that are one of the first things that you think about when you think about that team, who have either moved to another team or have been cut. I mean, let's talk about the biggest one is Deshaun Watson going to the Browns, waiving his no trade clause so he could be traded there, getting, is it $230 million fully guaranteed?
Fully guaranteed. 5 years, 230.
5 years, $230 million, all fully guaranteed.
And we still don't know if he can play.
We don't have that answer.
Correct.
Yet. Chris, you gave me a good explanation yesterday and kind of shed some light on this whole situation, because I had asked, how come, again, when there are 22 civil suits that had come out against him, how come right now he hasn't been suspended? The league hasn't stepped in. They haven't had any discipline. And you explained yesterday maybe an inside look into why the NFL has been patient here.
Yeah, it's, obviously this is a very delicate thing to talk about. Obviously, the Browns said they've done their due diligence before even offering him this trade. So maybe they've looked into it and know something we don't. But, with the first part of the criminal investigation, which obviously the ending result was no charges were brought against him in the criminal litigation that was pending. I think because there were several cases where it was across state lines, the FBI was actually investigating a lot of this. And so when that's happening to that level, they ask the NFL to not get involved. And a lot of the NFL, the people that work for the NFL that do those investigations into any criminal or civil lawsuit against a player, I believe, are like former, federal prosecutors.
Yeah.
So they kind of took a step back, and they have not done their look into it so that they would stay out of possibly messing up any criminal investigation that was ongoing. But now that that's done, I think this is the part where you start seeing them step into the NFL if they're going to, levy any penalty or suspension against Deshaun. It'll happen moving forward.
There's a moral conundrum here. Put aside on the field stuff, and I know we'll talk about that. But Bear,
by the way, I may be wrong, but that's
correct.
That sounds very, very correct in
Okay.
terms of how that goes. But Bear, I want to ask you, because, and you have an interesting perspective here. The NFL wants female fans, right? They are going after a female fan base, whether it be their push, for breast cancer awareness in the end zone, all the advertising, like they want to attract a female fan base.
Sorry.
It's
It's just one of those days for me. It's fine. Continue.
Trying
I'm
to get
sorry.
real serious here. And anyway, with this pending, and of course, again, you're going to have, the jury's going to be the fans, right? That will either support or not support this, and whether or not this impacts or is a stain on the NFL. But in just your opinion, Bear, like, does the NFL need to do something here to set a standard and say this is not okay, even if we go through the entire investigation and they find, nothing's being able to be provable here? What's your take on it? Because I'm curious.
If it's not provable, then I'm not gonna make my own decision based on what I don't know. I see him as a player, and he is in stuff right now, and everyone is doing their job on their side, whether to prove him wrong or be right. That is that. So until there is undeniable truth, then so be it. I mean, this happens all the time, and we all know that people are targeted, and there's always money involved, and I do not make my decision until there is unreasonable doubt that this person did this. I'm not going to take away that he is a good player. He is still standing by that he says he is a good person. He would never treat people like that. But I'm also not saying that there isn't lying going on either. But until there is unreasonable doubt that he did this, and that it's not just people trying to get money or make stuff up or not say that this, I really don't know. I'm not a jury. I'm not a judge. I am not a lawyer. So
You'll let the process take its course, basically.
Basically.
Yeah.
And I can make my own judgments, but I'm not going to say them right now because a lot of people may disagree with me. But so I'm just not going to say it.
In the case of Baker Mayfield, now
he got kicked to the curb pretty quickly, huh?
What the hell? But they haven't released him or traded him.
Spotted on Wednesday night.
Uh-oh.
Morgan Wallen concert, and then at downtown. I'm not going to say which bar.
I'm not going to say where they go hang out.
Nope. Baker Mayfield spotted in Nashville. I find that to be interesting. Now, maybe he's just a big country music fan. Nashville's a great city. We all live here. We love living here. It's great. Maybe he was just coming down for a little postseason, off-season, R&R, or
his wife. Over a year ago, I served his wife and her friends here before too. So I think they could just be they like this city.
How much do they like this city? How much does this city like Baker Mayfield?
Do we think Baker Mayfield is honestly a better option
Than Ryan Tannehill?
Yes.
Probably not. Ryan Tannehill can at least see over the offensive line.
You're just handing it off to King Henry anyway.
Yeah.
I think I'm going out on a limb. I think Baker Mayfield to the Titans. I think Ryan Tannehill to the Colts. Lock it in.
Whoa.
Tannehill just has to
The
hand off
QB
to
carousel is just spinning with you.
Tannehill just has to hand off to Jonathan Taylor 30 times a game and then play action, throw a couple passes. I think it's exactly what he's doing in Tennessee, but Tennessee wants to shake it up. Let's go.
I've got two guys right now that are friends of mine. Sorry, major morning voice this morning. I've got two guys that are big fans of the Washington football team, now the Commanders. And
So weird.
I'm not used to it yet.
It's so weird.
I almost wish it was still the Washington football team
I
because
kind of like
that
that
was easier.
better. I kind of like that better. Is that weird?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on us, but it's they are not happy that they got Carson Wentz.
I wouldn't be
Like
either.
they were actively depressed, and I'm like, well, I mean,
He's a former MVP, though. You know?
As depressed as when we got our
he was a former MVP.
He is.
Really.
He was an MVP during that Super Bowl season.
Yep.
Nick
And
Foles won the Super Bowl.
I was going to say he didn't win the Super Bowl for them.
Correct.
Two, how long ago was that?
He also has like bionic legs and arms at this point, too. So, I mean, he's just been,
he
he's had
had
so
he
many
can't
injuries.
get through a full season. Did he get through one this year? This past year?
Unfortunately for the Colts, yes.
I
he
was
did.
going to say he did, but the one thing that I can recall from this past season outside of the Colts running game was him throwing that awful interception, pick six from their own end zone.
Yeah,
for
that was
no
really
reason.
terrible.
And
That's the play. That's actually, to be fair, that's probably the play people think about when they think about Carson Wentz now, anyway.
in recent memory.
No one remembers the Super Bowl, let's be real.
Nick Foles does.
Philly
Yeah, he
special.
didn't help
I
us
remember.
either.
Special,
so.
yeah, Philly special, man.
Either way, tough look for the Washington football team.
I'm still curious too. Like I want to talk about your division because it's insane. Like the counter moves that are going on in the AFC West right now.
All right, so
whether it be Russ or I mean, it's Von Miller. Like it's crazy right now.
Well, Von Miller went to the Bills.
Went to the Bills, left,
Yes.
but I'm saying all the defections too. It's nuts.
Yeah. So to recap, Russell Wilson is now the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. Devontae Adams is a wide receiver in Las Vegas. The Chargers signed Mike Williams, and then they got Khalil Mack. So now we have to go against Bosa and Mack 2 times a year. Oof. The Chiefs, thank goodness we did something. We were trying to get him last season, but we couldn't make it work. But we got that's a mouthful. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Just call him Juju.
From Pittsburgh. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be the most fun. And because it's a lot of West Coast teams, they're going to be late games. And because it's the Chiefs, it's going to be a lot of primetime games. So we're going to see a lot of this stuff. But as a Chiefs fan, I am terrified.
I would be too.
This is, we used to feast kind of like how the Pats did in the AFC East. Like you kind of feasted for 5 or 6 wins in your division every year. And now this is not the case. Like you could tell me
The Broncos are going to be a problem.
Broncos are going to be a problem. You could tell me that the Chargers could win our division. I'd believe that.
All right.
I'd believe it.
Everybody keeps talking about how great Herbert is. it hasn't translated to enough wins yet. That's all I'm saying. Everybody every year is like, Chargers are going to take it. They're the dark horse to win the division. And then they haven't done it. And now, granted, it's small sample size. But I'm not going to believe that until I see it in a division that tough. And it got tougher by Russell Wilson going into it and them actually not having the statistically one of the 2 or 3 worst passing offenses. And like him with those wide receivers and that defense,
it's a problem. It's
Yeah.
a problem.
It's going to be a problem.
Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy,
Jerry Jeudy is going to love
Jerry
catching
Jeudy's gonna be
passes from
nuts.
him.
and what the running back Williams. Like they're all really, really good. Their offensive line sucks, so they need to do something about that in the offseason. But
Yeah.
as far as weapons, they're stacked.
And look, here's the other thing too. It has also given us the most fantastic TikToks, reels, memes.
Wilson.
I remember there was the Wilson one. There was also where they were using Castaway as and it's like there was one of like this huge jacked bodybuilder like ripping doors off their hinges, walking into somewhere, and it was like what's the guy's name? I just blanked. The wide receiver for the Seahawks.
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf. It's a DK Metcalf looking for the head coach's office. And then there was one that was like, hey, we just we traded who was the quarterback for Denver?
Drew Lock.
They're like, we just traded Drew Lock for Russell Wilson. And it's like Noah Fant. That's awesome. Who's going to be my new quarterback? And they were like, Drew Lock, because he was part of the trade.
Yeah.
I'm curious, though. Outside of Patrick Mahomes, he's the best quarterback in that division. Who's number 2? Because you can make an argument that Derek Carr could be number 2, given his resume, the career year he had last year. Justin Herbert's up there. Russell, who's the second best quarterback in that division?
By the way, you're probably not thinking Derek Carr until that trade for Devontae Adams comes through. And now it's like, ooh,
He still has 30 career game-winning drives. Like, Derek Carr is really good.
I don't think you can decide till after you see this season with all the changes. You got to see how they can they play with other players? Can they go into a new
Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, college best friends.
yes, that was his quarterback in college.
Yeah,
I have
that's
a
Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow type stuff.
I have a bold prediction.
I think here, are you going to say the Raiders are going to be the best ones? Because there's a case to be made.
My bold prediction is not only will the Raiders win the division this year, but Derek Carr will lead the NFL in passing yards and passing touchdowns this year. That is going to be a fun team to watch in Vegas.
Florida man already not high on Tom Brady. Headline.
That's true. Here's the thing. To give your bold statement some credence, this is Derek Carr contract year.
Ooh,
This is the last
love
year
good
of his
contract
deal.
year.
We love
Ooh.
good contract year seasons.
Yes.
He's got the weapons.
I'm telling you right now, if you're asking me to not pick the Chiefs, which again, I don't trust them the past couple seasons. Josh,
Tell me about it.
We go around and around about this.
Hey, can we just make no one bet on the Chiefs to cover this year, please?
At all. Don't
At
do
all.
it.
Don't
Don't
do
do
it.
it.
This is not, I've said this for 2 seasons. This is the 3rd season. Do not bet on the Chiefs spread. They will
That
not
stove
cover.
is hot. I'm going to touch it anyway.
Yeah, they will not cover.
I think it's the Broncos. I think everyone is forgetting how good that defense is and how good those weapons are. Yes, they need a little help on the offensive line, but outside of that, they have not had a good quarterback 1 year,
Peyton Manning.
period, since Peyton was there, and Peyton was at the end of his career when he was
That
there.
second year was terrible. Osweiler
Yeah.
carried a lot of that during the regular season.
Brocktober, baby.
Brock Lobster.
Rock and roll.
Brock Lobster.
We will know. I think we will know in that first Broncos game, because I don't know if you've watched much Seahawks in the last couple of years. Russ is not running around like he used to. And maybe that's just he is checked out. Maybe that's the system Pete Carroll has installed. There's a lot of factors that can go into that. If Russ,
There are a lot of factors. That defense, which used to be dominant, is non-existent in Seattle. They also had a terrible offensive line, and as good as DK Metcalf is, he's not the type of receiver that Jerry Jeudy is.
no,
you think-
and not as
And
fast.
he will make mistakes chucking it, but I think they'll keep him in a much more run, short pass, heavy offense. So when he does unload,
Yeah.
he's going to get people open. What were you
Is
gonna say?
Metcalf even going to want to stay? Or
I mean, I don't think he has an option.
like he has nobody. There's nobody on that team.
I remember him throwing a few passes last year. I feel like he could play quarterback if he wants to. Can you imagine trying to tackle that dude in the backfield? Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I can't remember who they were playing, but there's a great, if you look it up, like DK Metcalf shrugging off hits. There's one where this guy is just like coming directly at him, hits him, falls down, and DK Metcalf's like, crap, I dropped the ball. Like, he doesn't move. It's just got to be terrifying.
It's a physical specimen right there.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's go to music.
Music.
Shout out, Ryan, to your home state, Florida.
Let's go.
Can we please remember I'm from Florida too?
It's just that you always talk about the Bears. I think everybody forgets.
Like, I was born and raised there too.
Nope, just Ryan. Ryan from Florida.
Just Ryan.
That's it.
Florida man and woman.
No, seriously, absolute insanity this weekend. Had way too much fun. Estero, you were incredible. We're putting together like a video clip to go out this week. Jeff's working on it. Jeff Johnson, my videographer and photographer on the road. St. Augustine is probably top 3 shows I've ever done. They were
Ever?
like 115, 116 dB. So they're louder than the PA. The crowd was amazing. I ran out in the crowd at one point, scared the crap out of security because I never do that. But a couple people got engaged and I saw it and like bolted off stage and got out there and sang to them in the crowd. And someone threw their phone at one point. Like people started throwing so much stuff on the stage, which we had to be like, okay, chill. Like a boot hit my guitar at one point.
Stacy said 3 phones showed up on stage, by the way.
There
for the
were,
record.
but the very first one that I saw, I saw it hit the deck and I was like, who throws a phone?
Honestly, who throws a phone?
Honestly.
Who throws a shoe?
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
I got on their phone and I did like a big pan around to the crowd and the crowd screamed and I went, all right, everybody get real quiet. And like everybody got really, really quiet. Just went, we've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty. And then I gave them their phone back.
That's great.
We played Rescue Me for the first time at that show.
Thank you, finally.
Yeah, Ryan Haas, shout out to him. I was like, hey man, maybe learn this one if you got time this week. And he like walked over to me like for day one when we were sound checking and went, hey boss, check this out. And started playing it. So yeah, I had a blast. And then we capped everything off at the Valspar. Got to play a show out there. And you never know when you get hired to do a show like that, what it's actually going to be like, what, the stage setup's going to be like, how many people are going to get done watching the tournament that day and come out to watch the performance. And it was like 12,000 people.
Awesome.
It was
a great crowd.
absolutely incredible.
It was a lot of people. It was really cool.
And shout out to John Daly for showing up.
Yeah.
He was having a blast, man.
He was
Somebody
having
gave
so
him a
much fun.
microphone, and I would not suggest that in the future, but he was having a good time.
He's dropping some music, bro.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's out. It's out.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
John
No,
Daly.
give me the scoop on this.
Yeah.
There's one song, I believe it's called Whiskey and Water, that he did with Willie Nelson.
Yep.
And it's really cool. Several of my friends have cuts on the record.
What?
Yeah, dude. John Daly. So if y'all want to go give that a listen, I'm sure he would appreciate it.
Yeah. 13 songs came out last week.
It's Whiskey and Water.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Whiskey and Water.
I was right.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. And then it's the follow-up to his 2010 record, I Only Know One Way.
That second album, man,
I only know one way, to crush the driver off the tee.
387 yards
with a nice
every time.
stogie in the mouth, just letting it rip.
And I'll give him one more shout out. I'll try not to cuss where he did. That way I don't have to worry about the edit later. But my drummer, who very rarely gets like excited to meet anybody, is like a huge golfer, and his uncle, George, I believe, Monty's uncle, is like a big John Daly fan, and he's like getting off the bus, and he'd been hanging out with us for a while after the show, and Monty goes, hey, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be that guy. He's like, would you mind just sending a quick video? He goes, my uncle's always talking about he wants to hit the John Daly divot, as he calls it, when he hits his shots. And we just do hey, man, keep trying to hit that divot. Like, that's all I need. Do you mind? And he goes, no, go ahead. Give me the phone. And he goes, George, it's John Daly. Hit the ball, George. If there's not a divot and a really loud sound, it's not a good shot. If you're hitting 4 inches behind the ball, George, you're probably not very good. Just kidding. I love you.
That's awesome.
And he sent it to his uncle. It made his uncle's whole weekend. It was great.
All right, so Florida was a success. What's next? More tour dates to be released. What do we got coming up?
Yeah, we have added some stuff that has not even been announced yet. So if you're looking on there and you don't see your state, don't come for me in the comments going, come to Delaware. It's like, I promise we're adding stuff. So the next thing up is here in a couple weeks, I'm doing 2 nights at Billy Bob's in Fort Worth.
Ooh.
Which is going to be really awesome.
Such a good venue.
So all my Texas peeps, make sure you get out there to that. It's going to be fun. And at the end of a bar is, I believe, 26 today on the chart.
Let's go.
Yes.
So
Climbing.
well and truly top 30, climbing, very strong to quite strong. And it's just a blast singing that song with Mitchell.
He has so much fun. When he comes on stage, by the way, and that St. Augustine crowd went nuts. Like, people love it when he comes on to sing that with you.
Well, you can see that video that I posted.
Yeah.
When Mitchell comes back out, which is really funny because it's like he opened. So it wasn't a surprise.
Like, oh my God, Mitchell Tenpenny's here. It's
They're
like,
just like,
I literally
yeah.
was just on stage 15 minutes ago.
Right.
It's deceptive how many of his songs you know all the words to.
People don't even realize they know all the words to it until he's singing them, and they're like, "Wait, I know every word to this song." It really is.
His final song is always my favorite.
Yeah.
May not want to say it for the crowd, but as he posted, there's 12,000 people showing me the middle finger, and I couldn't be happier. Look that song up because you'll know why.
Yeah,
It's pretty
you'll-
great.
Well,
You'll
he just
figure it
released that shirt too. That's the middle finger.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't
So
deal with
great.
Mitches anymore.
Yes.
there you
It
go.
rhymes with that. Nice.
Halloween
That was
version, I
nice.
don't deal with witches.
Yes.
One for every season.
Our good friend Tenny Penny.
Don't call him that.
M10.
M10.
All right. What are you listening to, guys? Ryan, are you ready?
No.
Dang it, Ryan. Okay, Haley, you ready?
Yes, I am ready. Mine is going to be "Every Day" by Logic and Marshmello.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's just gets you in a mood like, yeah, I'm a badass. Like, I got this. So, yeah. It's a good beat.
Well, while you guys were in Florida living it up, I was doing laundry Friday night, and
Oh, man.
I hopped on Instagram Live to just waste some time in between loads in the dryer. And I decided to do a bunch of requests of pop songs, but singing them in an incredibly country accent.
Okay.
Wait, what?
How did that go?
It was really fun. It was a great hour of my life that I just sat there and sang all sorts of songs. But one of them in particular really worked as a country song, and that was Livin' La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin.
That song actually came on at the bar last week, and I was like, "What? What is
Living
this?"
La Vida Loca.
Can we get a little preview of that? Can I hear a little bit? Just one line.
Upside inside out, she's living La Vida Loca. She'll push and pull you down, living La Vida Loca.
Wow.
Well done.
Stay tuned to my Instagram for more quality
Yes.
content like this.
Oh, crap.
We need that on the quad Instagram, like
I'm
stat.
going to do a very hard pivot because this came on. I had a bunch of different things that I had prepared to go. I was listening to this, but Money Don't Matter Tonight. Prince and the New Power Generation.
I'm with that.
Yeah. It just randomly popped up. I had my phone on shuffle in the car on my way over here this morning, and that came on. I was like, hell yeah, Prince. Yes.
It's a good Monday
Yes.
morning kind of song.
All right. Well, I'll go with one that I heard last night in the bar. By the way, shout out to our good friend Timmy Brown. Was hanging out with him yesterday. My song was going to be Nothing to See Here by Timmy, but I got another one because that came on yesterday when we were sitting at Red Door. Eric Clapton. Little Eric Clapton, by the way. First concert I've ever went to in my life. Eric Clapton. Layla by Eric Clapton.
All
All-time
right.
classic.
Which version are you talking about?
Upbeat or
The
acoustic?
upbeat. The
Okay.
upbeat Layla version. Yes. One of my all-time favorites.
Because
Do I know
technically
that
that's
song?
Derek and the Dominoes.
yeah, it's
technically.
Derek and the Dominoes.
We just blew Ryan's mind.
No.
You should look through all of the bands that Eric Clapton has been in.
Yeah, I mean,
Cream of Clapton and
Cream, John Mayall,
Yeah.
Derek and the Dominoes.
Oh no, that's
That's
not
Derek-
his original.
Well,
It is.
Yes,
He's playing
but-
guitar
okay,
and singing,
okay,
but it's Derek and the Dominoes.
Okay.
if you look up Eric Clapton, Layla, it's probably going to bring you the stripped acoustic version, which I really like, by the way. And I made the mistake of telling somebody that I liked that one better than the upbeat one, and I got screamed at.
I want you to know, I'm with you. The acoustic version's better.
I like it. It
It's better.
slaps. It slaps.
It's I think it's better for the lyric, personally.
I just learned something. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. The more you know, the star
I
comes
can't
across.
even think of the song that you're talking about. So
You got me on my knees.
Wait, what?
maybe I just don't recognize the title of the song.
I'm begging, darling, please.
Layla.
Darling, won't you ease my worried mind?
Okay.
Please stop
No.
singing.
So,
I really.
Layla, dun, dun, you got me on my knees, Layla. Mm-mm. No?
Begging, darling, please, Layla.
No?
No.
Oh my God. We
can't
Okay.
play it for
This
legal
is a-
reasons,
this is a
but I
moment.
want to.
I really want to play it now. We'll
This is a
play it
moment.
at the end when we get done.
The guitar intro. I mean, that's always.
Well, and that's the
that's the
Derek and the
faster
Dominoes
version. But yes.
All right. Let's go to movies. Movies. All right. Did you watch this?
I did
Yeah.
last night and this morning.
Coach Carter.
No, wait, you watched it both times last night? and
I
this morning?
fell
Is that
asleep
good?
towards
She
the end.
finished. I knew exactly what she was going to say. She fell asleep. PG-13, 2005. There will be spoilers. So just you want to
It's
go
a
ahead and hit the
2005
button?
movie?
Yeah. I mean, like just on principle. That's why the button is there.
2005.
She hadn't seen it until last night and this morning.
Yeah. So 64% of Rotten Tomatoes, awfully low. I'm kind of surprised.
Is it?
Well, I mean, I liked this movie. I thought this movie was good. 89% of Google users like this movie. So evidently, if you're going to find this movie,
Yeah,
you like
people
it.
like it.
In 1999, Ken Carter, Samuel L. Jackson, returns to his old high school in Richmond, California to get the basketball team into shape.
Rich what?
Oh, stop it.
Rich men.
I said Richmond.
No, he's trying to
from
quote the movie.
It's Rich what?
Yeah, I know.
Rich men.
With tough rules and academic discipline, he succeeds in setting the players on a winning streak. I hate you, Ryan. But when their grades start to suffer,
That's mean.
I'm kidding. Carter locks them out of the gym and shuts down their championship season. When he is criticized by the players and their parents, he sticks to his guns, determined that they excel in class as well as on the court. Interesting. Directed by Thomas Carter.
Can name it after myself.
But yeah, I really like this movie. It is obviously very drama driven. Like even in the description, it says sports/drama. It's more about the tension between what the coach is trying to accomplish with the kids maintaining unity and also having their grades up, alongside a community that kind of is just like, just let them play because this is what they have. Did you like this movie?
I liked it, but it annoyed me.
Oh.
Which part?
A lot of it.
Not enough Channing Tatum for you?
First of all, it was really nice to see all the familiar faces, especially like going back to like Disney Channel days.
Like
Like,
Ashanti?
yeah.
Yeah,
Love
But
Rick
like,
Gonzalez, Ashanti, Samuel Jackson, Channing Tatum. I mean,
Rob
well,
Brown.
even the one guy
Antoine
plays
Tanner.
in Arrow. The guy who plays Cruz was Mad Dog in Arrow. But watching this, obviously I know it's a movie. And in my head, I'm like, I know this is a movie. I need to rationalize that. But I couldn't, because the amount of times that I just wanted Coach Carter to get up and scream at that board meeting, like, no coaches would be looking at your son if it wasn't for me. Like, kind of like they're like, and that many parents are okay with them not getting an education or like pushing in school and in sports. And like, that's just the rationalizing behind that. And he came in and they were going undefeated immediately. It just, all these concepts were annoying the hell out of me.
I think that's more realistic, though, than maybe you realize. I mean, that happens a lot.
I don't think it is. Like, including the school board itself not wanting to push education. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But again, I just wanted Coach Carter to be like, the woman kept standing up saying, some scouts are coming to look at my son. And I wanted him to be like, yeah, and they wouldn't be if I wasn't here. Y'all won 4 games last year. And now you're winning more, and they're only going to accept your son if he has a GPA kind of thing. And that's just all I wanted him to do.
Not only, but yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think that's part of the tension of the movie.
I get it, but it just annoyed me so much. And I was just like, come on.
What about the ending? Were you okay with the ending?
I knew it was going to happen. I knew they weren't going to win.
Yeah, we already said spoilers.
Okay.
We already said, you're good.
They can't.
Oh no!
I heard you go. Oh.
It was like, I knew they weren't going to, after winning all the games, having the lockout, you knew that story was not going to have that time frame. A lot of movies related to that didn't always win the big game. There was always about the moral of the
story
of the transition to get there.
Yeah.
So I knew they weren't going to win, especially when he missed the block. I'm like, yeah, that's going in, bro.
I like this movie.
Yeah,
do you like
going
this
in,
movie?
I do. I forgot how like the actors in this movie, like when you look back 15 years later at what they've done, it's like, whoa, this was a star-studded film. Like with the number of talented actors that were in this film. I thought Samuel Jackson did a good job, but if I had to put this in the pantheon of basketball movies, like this isn't anywhere close to the top 5 of like best basketball movies. Like looking at Hoosiers or looking at
the Air up there.
Air Bud, you know?
Air Bud. Oh my God. Josh, did you like this movie?
Blue Chips.
Loving Basketball.
Blue
High School
Chips.
Musical.
God.
17 again. Not technically a basketball movie, but not a basketball movie.
Step up, you
The
know?
Sixth Man.
Eddie, let's keep going.
Keep it going. Eddie. Wow. By the way, if you have ever seen The Sixth Man, you know why that's so funny. You forget about that?
You got me with that one. I totally forgot about that movie.
All right.
Space Jam.
You like
Yes. I like a Space Jam.
Space Jam 2.
Space Jam 2.
Absolutely not. Don't ever mention that as a basketball movie. That is a freaking disaster.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like this movie.
We all just devolved into.
You're welcome.
Cruz, sort of the prototype for Steph Curry, just jacking up threes all the time. Running the fast break, jacking up
15
threes.
years earlier than
Yep.
Steph. Yeah, I like that.
That's where he got his inspiration.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this if you'd never seen it before. And if you haven't, now you know what happens in the movie, so you don't have to watch it. We just condensed it down.
The screen debuts of Channing Tatum and Ashanti, by the way. So good to get their careers kicked off.
Was really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the debut
Yeah.
of Channing.
Both of them, yeah.
Wow.
Doing 500 push-ups.
1,000 suicides.
Much better with hair, by the way, than he is with a bald head.
He's not really bald though. It's just super shaved.
It's a fade.
Like
It's
your
a
old
real tight
haircut.
fade.
Yeah.
Real tight fade.
Yeah. Better with hair.
So we're 2 weeks out from Morbius. So because
Yeah, I was gonna
that's
say,
that's got to be in 2
The
weeks.
Lost
'cause
City.
Is that?
That's out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
It's Channing Tatum month.
It's Channing Tatum. Yeah. All right.
Between dog and
It is literally Channing Tatum month. Okay. Cool.
Let me read the description for this movie. That way you can decide if you want to see this or not.
We're seeing it.
89% of Google users like this movie. It has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
What the hell?
Wow.
I was not expecting that.
this makes me want to watch it less.
Well, all right. So it's got Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Daniel Radcliffe, and Brad Pitt.
I'm in.
And Daniel Radcliffe's the bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So, reclusive author Loretta Sage writes about exotic places in her popular adventure novels that feature a handsome cover model named Alan, who is Channing Tatum. While on tour promoting a new book with Alan, Loretta gets kidnapped by an eccentric billionaire who hopes she can lead him to an ancient city's lost treasure from her latest story. Determined to prove he can be a real-life hero and not just on the pages of her books, Alan sets off to rescue her.
I'm in.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Sandra Bullock also said this will be her last movie for a while. So I feel like just because
Really?
of that, we should watch this.
That really blindsided me.
Dude, the trailer looks... the trailer looks funny.
The more I sit by him, I absorb.
You absorb
I
that?
absorb this. I don't like this.
You're welcome.
Trailer looked pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we're watching this week.
Cool.
Feel free to join us. It's PG-13, comedy, action, The Lost City. Let's go to the hot take.
Hot take.
All right. In honor of spring break and March Madness, the best hangover remedy. Ryan, you want to kick us off? You got one?
Well, if you use the code RY_Bass.
Dang it, that was going to be my joke. That was going to be my joke. I was going to do that one.
I knew it.
Best hangover remedy for me would have to be, and this is a, now are we talking next morning or like are you doing this before you go to bed kind of
Remedy. Not recovery.
Okay. So the best hangover remedy for me would be Taco Bell.
Just a big old bag of Taco
Big old
Bell.
bag of Taco Bell. You give me a big old bag of cheesy gordita crunch, Crunchwrap Supreme. That is my hangover remedy.
Oh, so we're talking the night of, not the next morning. Or
I
is
thought
it
we were
open?
talking about the next morning.
No. We're not talking about recovery. We're talking about remedy. Guys.
Well, remedy is a recovery.
I don't get the hangover until the next day.
Yeah.
I know what you're...
The definition of remedy, according to our friends at Google.
Yeah, but
is
definition of hangover.
a medicine or treatment for a disease or injury.
And
So we're just all over the place. All right, fine. You can go either way.
Either way.
You can go something you're eating before or something that you're taking the next morning.
Taco Bell.
Ryan is still Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Best hangover
You're
remedy.
going to get the breakfast at Taco Bell?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll go the next morning.
AM Crunchwrap.
Oh man. What's yours?
I'm a man of simple taste. It's a yellow Gatorade.
Yellow?
Yellow.
Gatorade? You're
Yellow.
going against Blake Shelton?
Yes.
By the way, if you know what the flavors of Gatorade are, you're
You're
a
a
monster.
liar. You're a liar.
monster.
It's colors.
It's
Light
I'll
blue,
have the red Gatorade. Yes,
Red,
okay.
light blue, dark blue,
Isn't it lemon lime? Isn't yellow lemon lime?
lemon lime.
There you go.
All right.
That's not it. That's just part of it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It is a lemon lime yellow Gatorade, a sugar-free Red Bull, and an order of chicken minis from Chick-fil-A.
I hate those so
I don't
much.
like chicken minis either.
That's the only thing that's on their menu that I don't like. We've had this discussion, but
You do that in one sitting?
Yes, in the morning.
man. All right.
Unless it's a Saturday night into a Sunday morning,
Yeah, I'm about
in
to
which
say,
case
this ruins you can't get hungover on a Sunday then because you're done.
you're
done
in trouble.
at that point you just pray for death.
Or Monday.
What's yours, Bear?
I am going very basic here. So very rarely do I get hungover. But if I do, the only thing that works for me is sleep. Why? Because when I'm sleeping, I don't feel like crap. So when I'm asleep, I am fine and I will sleep it off until I wake up and I'm like, I feel great. So honestly, the only remedy is sleep because when you're sleeping, you're dreaming and you don't think about feeling like crap.
What if you're not dreaming?
Then you're sleeping and you still don't feel like crap because you're asleep.
You do when you wake up.
I was going to say, if I feel like crap, I wake up. I can't sleep.
Sleep next to the toilet.
No.
Nope, it's just sleep for me.
Also, shout out to just puking in the morning because that's it's a surefire way to get over it. It really does.
Shout out to puking in the morning.
We
see you.
I can't.
You can't.
I will fight.
Oh,
Actively fight it. I won't.
I go the opposite. I'm like, let's just get this over with.
No, man.
Let's everybody out of the club. Let's
Even
go.
when
out of the club.
like even when I'm actually sick, like with a stomach bug or something, like I will fight doing that. I can't. I hate it. So mine, I was gonna totally just troll you guys and say the best hangover remedy is not drinking. But I feel like that's unfair because everybody actually gave a legitimate answer. So in lieu of that, in lieu of pulling a Ryan, I will I will go with this. and obviously not sponsored by, not recommending this. This is just something that I did one time when I was in Las Vegas many years ago. I was walking by and I saw this thing. It said, "Hey, celebrate and feel great." It's Drink Aid is what it's called. And it's a little shot. And I have to say, I think
Not
it
bad.
worked.
Not bad.
I think it works.
Would it be too cheesy to just say go get an IV?
Vitaflow is also an excellent way to get over it.
I'm not. No. I'm not going somewhere. And this is. I know friends that swear by that. I'm not going somewhere that's not a doctor's office and letting them
They're
try to put it on.
registered nurses.
I don't care.
According to our friends at Harvard University, these are the 7 steps to cure your hangover and get over that awful feeling. Again, our friends at Harvard, I wouldn't think they would be the ones to be the forefront authorities on this, but you know
you'd be
what?
surprised.
Oh, Ivy League parties, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they party.
So at number 7, B vitamins and zinc.
And IVs, yeah.
Oh, that sounds like Harvard kids now.
At number 6, drink coffee or tea.
Sugar-free Red Bull.
At number 5, take a pain reliever, but not Tylenol, apparently. Okay.
Did they say why not?
Don't take Tylenol. That's just, it says that.
Okay.
I don't know if Harvard has a deal with Astra.
They have a deal with Advil, yeah.
I think acetaminophen does something with your liver. So
Got it.
Maybe that's why.
Thank you for the science behind that. At number 4, avoid darker colored alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, more sugar. That makes sense.
I've been doing that as an adult, and it has made quite the difference.
At number 3, my method of accounting, get some carbohydrates into your system. All right.
Shout out to Ryan for those bagels this morning.
Yes, you're
Clutch
welcome.
move.
Yes. Number 2, drink fluids.
Okay.
Thanks,
And
Harvard.
what's number 1?
And at number 1,
Sleep.
number 1 on their list of best hangover remedies, hair of the dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
let's go, Harvard.
Wow.
Let's
I'm
go.
surprised none of us picked hair of the
See,
dog.
Well,
Harvard parties.
We can all attest that after New Year's, I tried to do hair of the dog and did a pipe bomb and immediately threw it back up, and it did not help. So
Yeah. All right. Well, that is a good way to close that out as any.
Cheers.
Make sure you guys go vote on this, all right? And I hope you enjoy the rest of March Madness. Thank you again for hanging out with us here on the Quad with Chris Young, as always, from myself, Haley, Josh, and Ryan, live and in person in Nashville, Tennessee, buddy. We love you guys. And we're out. All of us just danced all the way through that outro.